Hello mga kababayan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Laruan ni Obi-Wan. So for this afternoon's review, we are going to assemble this World War II M4A3 tank in 1:32 scale made by Newray. So this is available at your local Hobby Lobby, so just check out for local availability. For $14.99, I also about 3 weeks ago when I purchased this kit, it had a, aside from this price tag, it had $40 40% less. So just check out if the discount is still available for this model kit. So we're here to discover whether this is going to be worth our money and worth our time. But I'm already excited because this is the tank that was featured in the movie Fury. So yep, let's go assemble one. So for easy identification, in case you would like to look for this, so before opening the box, so this is the front of the packaging, so this is the side of the packaging, this is the back, and we have several images of the M4A3, the Sherman. So we are finally ready to discover the contents of our purchase. So we have a one-page instruction sheet as to how to assemble this tank, and we have the contents of our purchase. So pretty much straightforward. So we have the top, the bottom, the turret, and the other tank parts. So it says non-battery operated model tank only. So I guess there is a version of this M4A3 that possibly is remote controlled or is battery operated, but in this case the mechanism is not included in this $14 purchase or $15 purchase. So let's assemble. So okay, finally we have it finished. So I timed myself, I just took about 30 minutes to do this thing. It would have been a little bit shorter if I did not just have to really get rid of some excess plastics, so the fit would be really nice and good. So I just had to exacto knife some of the connection points because there were excess plastics, so I had to get rid of some material so they would contact well. But with regards to did I really enjoy the build, it was nice and simple, just easy 30 minutes. But if your copy wouldn't have any excess plastics on the, especially on the wheel side, it would be possibly less. So really pretty straightforward. The instruction manuals really help so far, so easy to follow. Just with regards to the usage of the screws, you have to mind which screws to use. So there are eight screws of the A type, the shorter one, and the B type would be 3. So the B type would be the ones that would secure the upper chassis from the lower chassis. So those would be the screws that you would use on these 3 holes on the under chassis. So the A, which are the shorter of the screws, and there are 8 in total. Those we used for this side. So with regards to the threads, just follow the instruction manual, especially the picture. But right here, right now, I would show you which side is facing outwards and which side it's facing inwards. So as you could see over here, so the longer plastic material on the threads would be facing outwards. The shorter material, this side, would be facing inwards. So just remember, longer material outside, shorter material inside. And when you put on the threads of the tank, it would be easier to first start with the number 1, the biggest cog, and then just wound your way around until it find its right nesting place, and then you secure all the 3 bigger screws underneath. So you still have a battery compartment over here. So if you want to, for example, put weight on this thing, so you would feel that it is more of a heavy built tank, you could possibly put weights on this side, or before you assemble the upper and the lower, put lead things on the inside of this, or possibly just stones or whatever heavy material that could possibly fit inside, as long as it doesn't differ or does not impede the articulation point on the turret, so as to give this total weight. So let's measure this guy up. So this is about 6.5 inches in length, with a about 3.25 inches. So I'm counting the side of the threads, so that's about 3.25, but just for the body, that is just a 3-inch width for the body. As for the height, so about 3.25. So let's take a look at the details. So let's do a quick 360. Oops, let's take out the material. So just a quick 360 of the tank. It is nicely detailed, and features. Let's go to the features this time. So with regards to mobility, so is this a static tank or is it something that you could roll over? So this thing has roll function, so all tires move, and the treads also, really nice feature. The second thing, the turret moves full 180. I think it is just 180. Yeah, okay, 180. And the main gun also have a hole on the main gun, and we could possibly just paint that a little bit, so we could possibly have that effect that this thing fired around or something, and then just dab a little bit of paint on the side to dirty that end of the gun. Okay, that way. So the gun has that up and down motion, and the machine gun, the tank commander's machine gun, but has an up and downward motion, but we don't have much side to side. The compartment covers, or the tank commander hatch, if that is right, so the hatches for the personnel are not capable of opening, so this is just more on a roll up function and turret function and gun function. As for detail, 100%, it is a really nicely detailed, I could say. It's not much of a model, but a toy. So yep, for $14, so less than your Marvel Legends or your McFarlane DC Multiverse, so something a break from those action figures instead of really tiresome hunt for those figures, and they are not available on pegs, and majority of the time they are on pre-order, and we don't know when our pre-orders would come. So by the meantime, at least we still have things like this to really enjoy for less, and it's less than $20. I hope that it's still 40% less, and it is a nicely detailed figure, something that we could play after assembling. Especially now it's summer, we could really use the outdoors to put this thing on the grass or on the ground. So I think I'm going to go back to Hobby Lobby tomorrow or possibly later and pick up another passive. I hope that there's going to be a tiger tank that I could match with this Sherman. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next figure build.